Top on the brief this morning is President Bola Tinubu joining Muslim faithful for the Eid prayers at Dodan Barracks praying ground as part of activities to mark Eid al-Kabir celebrations on Sunday. The president, who was accompanied by top government officials for the Feast of Sacrifice in Lagos, reflects on the significance of the season by calling on citizens to imbibe the virtue of sacrifice as exemplified by the Prophet. The Grand Chief Imam of Lagos Central Mosque, Sheikh Sulaiman Abdul Nola, in his Eid message, urged the leaders at the prayer grounds to ensure that the labor of our forebears are not in vain.
And we follow the path of sacrifice. Sacrifice being a very good citizen. It comes with responsibilities as citizens. What do you do as a citizen to be a very committed member of our society? That's sacrifice. Loving your country, loving your neighbors, share what we have with each other, and be thankful to Almighty God.
Meanwhile, in Kano State, Eid prayers were held in two separate prayer grounds, one by the Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II, and the other by the deposed Emir Ado Bayero. While Emir Sanusi led the prayers inside the Kofamat at Jumat Mosque alongside the governor Abba Yusuf, due to the rain, Emir Ado Bayero prayed at the Nasarawa Mini Palace Mosque. After the prayers, Emir Sanusi II proceeded to Gideon Shatima Palace at the Kofa Kwara, where he conducted a mini Durbar, despite earlier ban by the Nigerian police force in Kano State. And staying with the festivities, the Arawa leader in the South-South region of the country, Alhaji Musa Saidu, has asked state governors to pay the 60,000 minimum wage. Mr. Musa, who was speaking to journalists at the Eid ground in Port Harcourt during the Salah celebration, says he's unhappy at the reluctance of state governors to meet the 60,000 naira minimum wage. That's the initial proposal by the federal government, now 62. It says the said amount, which is still under dispute, is insufficient to meet even basic needs such as food.
Our leaders, please, should change their ways. You know, the affluent life that they are living with their families, and why the people are suffering. The NLC now is protesting, you know, to say 60,000 naira that he cannot even buy a bag of rice, or he cannot buy even a bag of sorghum. There you say cannot pay a man a salary after working for a month. He has to feed, pay transport, pay school fees, feed family. I think we should be godly.
In the meantime, the Taraba State Governor, Agbo Kefas, says his administration is willing to pay any amount agreed upon by the federal government and labor unions as a new national minimum wage. He says the welfare of workers in the state remains his responsibility and will continue to work hard to ensure that their rights and privileges are protected. While also faulting the politicization of state police, he believes that citizens' welfare and interest should be a priority.
Community police or state police, some governors will misuse it. Governors cannot stay there forever. Let's talk about, we must face reality on ground. For me, I have the military in my state, their presence here. I have the police, I have the civil defense, I have the state security services, I have the custom, I have the immigration. It is now my responsibility, with these huge resources, security agencies that are here, right in my state, to put them together with the local. We have vigilantes, we have Taraba marshals, we have hunters, we have local traditional security people. So if I have all these resources and I put them together, I can achieve a lot. The federal government is willing to improve the welfare of the workers. The same thing at the state level. So we are with them. Whatever they arrive at, we'll make sure we'll follow. We are also talking even behind the scene to ensure that we reach at something. So I don't think it's going to
That's very cheery from a governor, given what we heard just a few days ago. But let's tell you that the Nigerian Police Force has refuted a recent allegation by Senator Shehu Sani at the 2024 Democracy Day dinner. That's on June 12, that some young people are still in detention since the 2020 NSAS protest. In a statement by the Force Public Relations Officer, it says no individual is being unlawfully detained by the force or any other security agency in Nigeria due to the NSAS protest. Mr. Adejobi, who is the Force Public Relations Officer, says all arrested individuals have been processed according to the law and none remain unlawfully detained, while assuring Nigerians of their commitment to upholding justice, the rule of law, and human rights. And talking security, suspected terrorists have killed 6 people and abducted others at a village in Gwadabawa local government area of Sokoto State. The gunmen were said to have stormed the Tudundoke village at about 1:30 a.m. on Saturday, as confirmed by the Police Public Relations Officer in the state, Mr. Ahmed Rufai. The police have yet to ascertain the number of persons abducted in the unfortunate incident. Sokoto is one of the states in the northwest terrorized by heavily armed groups who carry out mass abduction for ransom, as well as burning and looting of property. In business, a performance report by a research arm of leading crypto exchange KuCoin, a report on cryptocurrency for May, shows that there was an inflow of $1.02 billion in new investment. The figure is slightly lower than that of April, signifying a marginal decrease. According to the report, institutional investors focused on Ethereum and Ethereum virtual machine known as the EVM, based on projects during the period. On the international scene, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky says peace talks will hold with Russia as soon as tomorrow if only Moscow pulls out of all Ukrainian territory. But he also believes Russian President Vladimir Putin is unwilling to end the war and has to be stopped by all means necessary, whether through military or diplomatic intervention. The Ukrainian leader, who highlights insufficient Western aid to win the war, says the Summit for Peace in Switzerland is indicative that international support for Ukraine is not weakening. And in sports, Enugu Rangers have won the 2023-2024 Nigeria Professional Football League NPFL title after defeating Bendel Insurance 2-0 in Enugu on Sunday with a game to spare. The win took Rangers to 67 unassailable points at the top, after their closest contender, Remo Stars and Eyimba, lost 2-1 to Sunshine Stars and Sporting Lagos apiece. This is the 8th consecutive, or 8th silverware, I should say, for the Flying Antelopes in the Nigerian League, making them the second most successful club in the league history after Eyimba of Aba. Well, those are the stories we've been tracking for you in the last 24 hours, and we'll shape part of our conversation for the rest of the day and on the show.